Why did I come to this house to watch people smoke pot and get tattoos?
Please put your thumb over the car, and then you can hit it.
Before you judge, watch the story coming up. With her life jacket on, canoe in the water and oars in hand, Amy Anderson of Bloomington is kicking off summer. Living life to the fullest, nothing has slowed down this 45-year-old soccer mom. Warm weather has always meant organizing neighborhood block parties, walking for breast cancer, spending time with family and friends, and in the cold, hitting the slopes with her kids. This mother of two could hardly stand not being busy. But today,
it's kind of humiliating.
She could hardly stand.
I need to let my doctors know, and I'm trying to file for disability right now.
Spending time in clinics for days on end, getting steroid infusions, trying to ease the pain that all started with a loss of feeling and trembling.
It's like my whole body is shaking, but I can't see it.
I woke up one morning and my legs were completely numb. I thought maybe a pinched nerve or that I slept funny. I didn't know.
Doctors did. Amy woke up to discover a sudden new reality. She had multiple sclerosis. Lesions growing on her brain that could lead to a variety of physical or mental symptoms. For Amy, it was her legs, suddenly feeling like lead weights and always feeling tired.
I was angry. I was really ticked off. I had young kids at home, and it was going to change everything.
Walking here is a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
It took yet another round of steroids to get her on her feet like this, but it won't last.
So this one fits my personality more.
Most days she relies on a cane and increasingly a scooter.
I didn't want to ask for help. And it's just really, seriously, this last 6-8 months that I've reached out.
And she found a huge source of comfort in a friend, Shannon Dotson of Minneapolis. Her days of hiking up mountains are behind her. Shannon herself was diagnosed with MS 6 years ago.
The thing is that no matter how close of a friend someone is, they don't understand unless they have it.
So earlier this month, Amy and Shannon took a road trip to Camp Courage in Maple Lake, Minnesota, spending 4 days with others battling MS, sharing their frustrations, their successes, but most of all, just enjoying each other's company.
Welcome to camp. Thank you very much.
For the 100 or so people attending camp this week, it's about the friendships with people who really get what they're going through. It's literally about staying afloat. But this camp lasts just a few days a year, which means when camp is over, so too can be that feeling of companionship. Suddenly, Amy is alone again, no longer in camp, but back in her living room. Which brings us to the point of this story, the power of social media in transforming lives. It's often said that someone with MS can appear to be drunk. So when Amy happened to stumble upon a Facebook page called We're Not Drunk, We Have MS, it changed her life. It was that Facebook page that led to a connection, just a simple friendship with a woman named Sherry in Colorado, also fighting MS.
I just immediately clicked with her, and it just was like, you know what? She's, getting up every day, and she's doing her thing, and even though she deals with it, she's still doing it. She's just, you have to keep going.
But the story doesn't end there. That friend, Sherry, was one of the first on that members-only Facebook page, already over 11,000 members in just 10 months. So Sherry decided she wanted to get everyone together for a sort of reunion at her home in Colorado. And so Amy and Shannon loaded up their car.
I'm just going to shove stuff in here.
And took another road trip, this one more than 900 miles.
We're not in Minnesota anymore. We are here.
It's a trip that could change their lives.
We're now in Nebraska.
This is so cool. There is a moose on the side of the road.
And so after 14 hours of driving over the course of 3 days, including lots of stops, Amy and Shannon finally made it here to the outskirts of Denver, Colorado.
Okay, that's what we have.
Sherry Wyman, opening up her home dubbed Camp Wyman, had a prediction.
I know that it's going to be a tearful weekend. Ooh.
The hugs first started at the airport. Others driving to Sherry's home, getting the same emotional welcome.
Oh my God, I'm glad to see.
Matt Pineda came from Atlanta.
I couldn't do this without crying, but I wanted to do these. for everything y'all done.
Don't cry, honey. Honey, don't cry. It's okay. We love you.
I love you too.
A toast to the administrators of the Facebook page, the ones who run it.
To the family.
Absolutely. Best family ever.
And then a toast to the page itself.
We're not drunk, we have MS. That's right.
Across the country they came.
Nevada, New York, Arizona, New Hampshire, Washington State.
And with Minnesota now just a few blocks away,
We're getting close.
even Amy's fatigue can't stop her. For a family reunion worth singing about.
We are family!
And into the open arms of her Facebook family.
Hi! Bring it in, sister. Bring it in.
Oh, it's so good to meet you. You look exactly like your picture. Oh, we made it.
I made it all from scratch. Me and Marie Callen.
Sharing laughs and tears with people who get it. A reunion worth celebrating in ink.
It's totally personal. That tattoo's going to commemorate that forever, forever.
The tattoos, the long travel to get here, the hugs, the tears, the love, the hours online. All thanks to this woman, Leslie Hilburn, who started the page.
Yeah, it's humbling. I'm amazed. And you're going to make me cry.
Turning to social media not only to improve lives. Do you think you've saved lives?
Honestly, yeah. I have. I've had several people tell me that if it wasn't for the page or wasn't for the phone call, that they wouldn't be here today.
As you get by now, this is a true support group, members sharing their struggles and their solutions. What makes the pain go away? For some, it's pot. Medicinally or recreationally, it is legal here in Colorado. Matt, though, is from Atlanta, where it's not.
Yeah, I have to do what I have to do. I mean, it's a constant pain that you just feel. My legs are worse. I have a lot of lesions on my C-spine, which affect my mobility. I walk with a cane.
Matt was diagnosed with MS 4 years ago, and he smokes every day, having to use this roller because his fingers won't let him hand roll. He prefers marijuana over anything his doctor prescribes.
It's more effective. It works faster. I mean, I won't take any other medicine because of it, because this is so much better for me.
This is not about getting stoned for the fun of it. This is to ease the pain.
Yes, exactly. Like, I don't hurt after I smoke.
Other times he smokes using a bowl. Not everyone in this group smokes, but many were interested in learning more, so they all took a trip to, what else? A place called Kennemart, where once inside, after showing your ID, you go through another door, and, well, there's not much to see.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome.
Just a glass counter with different strains of marijuana on display. This is where recreational users come to buy. But go behind yet another door into the small room, and patients like Sherry Wyman, who has a license for medical marijuana, get theirs here. The same pot for sale, but medical patients avoid a more than 20% additional state tax.
How much is an eighth of this?
Eighth of the Dairy Queen? The Dairy Queen's actually going to be a $25 eighth.
Okay.
Yup, a strain of pot known as Dairy Queen. There's also Girl Scout cookies and other strange names.
Big Widow, do you have that back here?
All pot is not the same. Strains with the key compound of tetrahydrocannabinol, known as THC, will give you that traditional high, that feeling in your head of being stoned.
See, what I really prescribe for multiple sclerosis is CBD.
Most MS patients want relief from the pain in their bodies and choose pot with high concentrations of cannabidiol, CBD, a body relaxer. So you want the CBDs, not so much the THCs.
That's correct.
And these are all broken up based on what you're looking for.
Correct.
The woman behind the counter, she's actually called a bud tender as she tends to these buds of marijuana, says she smokes to control her diabetes.
The chemical in marijuana can help my blood sugars not to spike.
And marijuana here isn't just for smoking.
This has 500 milligrams of THC in it.
Called peach banana rings.
Yes.
In the form and taste of gummy rings. And on this day,
$222.
Sherry buying enough here to last a few weeks. For these Facebook friends, this wraps up an educational and emotional weekend, promising this isn't the end of new friendships, but just the beginning.
To the family.
Already planning next year's reunion in Florida. Now, if you were watching yesterday, we told you there was a little twist to the story that you wouldn't see coming. Actually, it was one that I didn't see coming. It's not often enough that we recognize the people behind the camera. In this case, my photographer, Jeff Ernwine, is here with me. We were in Colorado together. You were carrying the camera, the tripod, the microphone, all the heavy stuff. And midway through this story, you told me something. And that was?
I have MS.
And you utilize this Facebook page.
Yes, I do.
How has this page changed your life?
It's great because, like they said in part 1, it's one of those diseases where unless you have it, you can't explain it. Your best friend can know you all their life, but they don't really know what you're going through.
And it was tough for you to tell me and those at the station. Most folks don't know here at the station about this. But this page helped you.
This page helped me. I was able to talk to people who deal with it, who have it, and who suffer from it. There's just such a stigma attached to with it that, you know, oh, you have MS, well, let's give you light duty, let's give you light everything to do. No.
We had anything but light duty in Colorado because, of course, I wasn't aware. But you're feeling good?
Oh, feeling fine.
Good. All right, great story.
Thank you.
Nicely shot.
Thanks, buddy.